nakushemerera munyani wanje yebere kugira obwire bwa wizarira katano akashishaka ugatwegeitaho ahashitamana nyamwiza orireje tekateka byo ryo nokora biriyo nibukujenderaje itari kujendaje niko turi kuturegurunji nibija kusiyo naku nabyo nibiteguka izobere turi a big chef restaurant twataisa empangare real best glam ogun makeup artist omtani teje yambara twenda kuroro general magaraje okuya kuzire okuya nyesire okuya zeire okuya tanitse kore byaro gukora makeup nji nangwa ne ebikumukwera kuba ariyo nakore byaro gukora ebitamjendereje nabyo ndija kubihurira kugira ngo tumwejereho kandi wori yo kwenda kuzichwa itanditsira ni wakutera umujinya gwo kustandaka ndi Barbara Nyamwiza yetondije takatwege Israel twegeiteho a subscribe nje azahamcheka goite shaheds program twaza kujitandika amajingaga. Nakusanjira mnongo gundo murundi best
niya nakira
oriyo
ndiyo mnongo
norarota
ndije
nashemerwa kuvugana mushomesa kazi
naye nashemerwa kuvugana Barbara
nye nakira buzimuriyo
yego
norarota
ndije
nibigenda bita
tibine shonga
mwen kantandi cyo rushonora hangu best nuwa
amazina agobuzagwa banyeta Niwensiima best ndio mshomesa by profession.
Okay.
Mshomesa wa literature na English secondary. Konkati tindi kushomesa ninkora makeup omtown bara. My brand name ni Real Best Glam.
Real Best Glam. Okay. Katugache best yazarwa he.
Nizarwa Ntungamo. Ntungamo district. Echaro
ruka egombora
ebyo nibikira kuteganisa nimbimanya konka nimbiteranisa
bigambye ndija kucenga odd
I think egombora ni Rugarama echaro ni Mugera yeah umuri Ntungamo
so umuri Ntungamo owanyu no warengere rental
owitu wakoki Karubare no branch injira offer mhando gukuza Kisizi
nugogo gwa Chempene
yes
so wanyu no mundomo
after Chempene okomisha
kokingura Chempene ahagara
the next is
mweno kazaruko mwazaramye abana bangaye
aturi abana mushanju abishiki batano nabojo babiri kandi ndi second born
niwe second born first born no mushiki abojo nbabakora timwe
abojo last born no mojo
mwena agataho nabojo
yes abojo babiri nabiki batano
last born no mojo then nagataro ndijo mojo
yes hariho mojo ndijo
ishomero watanditsira
ishomero kare nke bya nursery I don't remember being in nursery because mama wanje akariyo mushomesa wa primary though she now retired tukati bantu ejero muka ushanga natwegesa kare tukugenda nawe ishomera yabe naegesa konka tindi kwishuka ndiko mu nursery P1 but I remember I was in P2 nkatandikira there's a private school at Chempene Horizon primary school rugayo P2 because keri hari nomuka so hakariyo boarding konka my mom is like no akiri muto boarding
kabarya
tukabatine munywani jakari munywani wabo called Annette rest in peace bakangira ngo akafa so bangira nture nawe so nkantura nawe ndyo mpitu no mebya abana no ndo muka kankira kutora kamutoro kaunta
abariyaho
atakumahindi inzomuka so P2 najimara kuna benchi lyaho P2 kuza kwa bayombeka ishomero hihi no witu ya private. It was a very good school bakudieta iko na Hillside Primary School so
niyo wajiri
nazayo P4 no P3 P3 we were among the pioneers so nashomero P3 na P4 then after P3 and P4 my sister wanje mukuru akabari in some school in Rukunjiri wano kuza Kisizi Nyarushanje. It was Dawanguvu Primary School. It was very good by then. So my dad agira ati best mutware Dawanguvu azo boarding kuba mukuru we yariyo. So yeah.
Ngija kumbonera.
So I went to Dawangu. Niyo namalire P7.
Pause there. Wanzira ngu omukikuru wawe akari omushomesa ata retired. Kanu mugurisa kana akora tuwe.
Tubagurusi.
They are young.
Ni bakuru but not yeah. My dad nshira kumweta master to mukani mweta master ninga tata. Those two tata or master. So master no he's also a teacher but no he's a head teacher. Yeah. Nawe ninjira katandika ryo mushomesa but like I think 12 years back kubanka nti primary 12 ninja ni michi. So he's a head teacher, he's been a head teacher. Though na tujira he's retiring next year. Yes, and I really can't wait. Yeah.
When akorre
oko witu
mwenu womukadari mama wari
yomuka na turo muka nawe naruga yakuza kukora uriya nawe ari yomuka ineyo nakora business mpora guzeki.
Okay. So wahize chamushanje Dawangu?
Nahize chamushanje.
Wazahi?
Akuna hirize chamushanje. I was very young kandi muto kache kagufu. Naza senior 1 naza Kigezi High School Shanka in my senior 1. Mukano maybe a senior 1. Kale life was hard. Like nkanta manyire bya secondary. Remember my other big sister Kari oba mu senior 3.
The same school?
No, Muyebe Girls, Bishop Kivenjeri. So nenyowe naza Kigezi High School senior 1. Namara senior 2. Kutwa icho mu senior 2 first term. I don't know what happened. Nagira nti nyowe I no longer want a mixed school. I want a single school. I don't know why. No, not me. I really don't know why. Actually, mama chikamukora kubi. Because in senior 1 they wanted me to go to Kinyasano. They had admitted me in Kinyasano Girls. Naja nti no nyenda kabari. Yagira tukakujoze Kinyasano wayanga. So hati watandika esent manage like you know. But later on they got me a vacancy in some school in Tungamo, Bonjera Girls.
In the money.
Yeah, Russia Miro. So that's where I went after Kigezi High School, and I did up to senior 4 from there.
Echatumira wajangu yo nonda kuzomu single school ni.
Like
Abojo bakakutama.
Think chimanya. Kubanka bandi muto. I didn't even have boys. I was very, very young and small and short.
To be in a place where there are no boys.
Ninteka oba kale nyowe kugira ngo muka we are more girls tujya bishiki bingi kusinga bojo. Manyirira bishiki munonga like I'm so used to girls. Yeah.
Nakuru. So wazabonje. Wamara senior 4.
Na mara bonjera senior 4 then after I went for A level. A-level I did leg sub-math, literature, economics, geography, and sub-math.
Yeah.
Rubari Secondary School.
Wagarko mixed?
Yeah.
That can't be other.
They were okay.
Na boru yum boarding?
Yeah, boarding. Na mara senior 6. After senior 6, so of course it was on back. So in my vacation, nyineho uncle wanja I know ko witi shomero bani uncle bani shwenkuru kare buzare butuine but I don't remember well. Banjira nshabe yomwanya aze kwegesa literature na English.
Omvak.
Yeah, it was a secondary school. Na applyinga, he's actually my godparent called Mr. Ivan Karavai. Yanyishiriza yampereza omwanya in my back. Naza kutandika kushomesa in back. I was kabandi muto.
School practice okozi korirenga.
School practice zanjezo ni birinkazi kwa Rubare Secondary School.
Anyway, that's much later. Okay. So this is senior 4
senior 6 vac. Yeah. I actually what I've forgotten, I started teaching in my P7 vac.
Otyo. Hakabahuchi. Because
my mom was a teacher. So ishomeria bena shomesa murikari ryo witu. Rikabari kina mnonga na kaka wanje na shwenkuru wanje by then they died last year all of them. So tukatubanza kureba kaka. So agira ta muje muguma ishomero ibintu nkebyo by'amashomero ga primary. So we would go out of course she was teaching over P1 over P2 tinchiruka. So kugira nkamaze P7 she knew I am capable. So at times akabanyeta ije yegese inyegesa hati nomaka abana becyara kabari mukaba bana okushanga kumwana ni mwanga muri bato like kugira mbaka babine micyo mbabana becyaro mba ni murabaho babajuma so nkamba makinje
obakasiza obatera best wabakari
so by then because I wasn't a professional teacher I didn't know,
of course.
So
you got your moment of glory.
Yes, I would get them and beat them nchija banja ngwana wemba kam obwa bamwe bakaba ni banchira no kunche because I was young and short, but of course yes they had to respect me. So I started teaching them in P7 back, then in senior 6 back secondary
back mshara.
Yes, bakani banshasho bakani bampazingahe bane mitwari 10 kuva they would pay according to the lessons that you teach. And I really didn't have many lessons. They saw I wasn't in need. I was staying home in the village.
You just wanted something to keep you busy.
Yes, something to keep me busy. So they were giving me 100, I think. Yeah.
It was workable from home.
But yeah, so much.
Okay. So back in Howard married.
Back in Kashomsa. I remember obungwi hayo kare no bakaba mpaga cash, but later on they told me to get an account because it was in a circle. So kuba azimpire nijomuka. I remember I bought over bread and sugar. Then we had some more man akabana yosobu nyamawi kawarugura na zayo nkani nchira no kuri yobunyama njaka namba
zakishoro ombunyama
na zanasha shiro bunyama. Then balance I think nkaho sister wanje ugwa kunkura takachiri ya ishomero. Then izindi ninjira gukora ishoche kebi.
Okay, so backwards mara ishomero. Afterwards
yeah, results sikijanja ishomero. I was so scared. I didn't teach that day. Ndejise kubanza results zenda kwisha. Naja ntati nafa. Imagine you're a teacher, results zaza kwijogwire
abana mbamang teacher bababwire uri nabashomese
even your fellow teachers because bakabine kuzimanya kwa some of the teachers were teaching in two schools bakushomese uko bakuzana rubari.
Actually they had taught you and you're here working with them.
Yeah, some of them.
Well done.
I was like, oh my god. I went to school obanka I had gone to pick I think a book nkayine gukora scheme. So nachi hayo yes they had taught me nabi hayo nijomoka. But I remember I prayed to God na majanti mukama otakanshwazi. By then I went to rakatariyo network at home, so kuronda network esimo janika. So we would first move yes
so message
tukabati nahabe hari hihi aho nati natabantu batande bakundagwe nibaza ku ninza kuruga honda.
Oh dear.
Yes. So I moved up koko hari yonko mushozi. So as I had already sent kana yorizo muka remember because of network byachererwa kwija. My heart was pumping.
Oh dear.
Kuna abire ndyaho zije naje what? Na the results like kare it was a surprise of my life. Because yes, I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know I would perform like that. Kuba especially literature obutabo. I had 15 points by then.
That's really nice.
And I was the best in the whole school in our
no
class.
You were teaching. I had the courage to go and show around.
Yeah. So after seeing them, I sent them to my parents. By then, mama kacha yejesa, my big sister.
Nice.
Yeah. So like the following day, I went to school because of course they had known.
results zije.
Like no manya makuru nigatambula. Like they had known that I was the best in the other school.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was all
over.
Yes, it was good news. So hata unagira confidence nagarukayo nashomesa.
Abana bamanya tsaba kire.
Yeah, kuriya.
I want that feeling.
Yes, it was
Did they walk to you to say congrats?
Yeah, of course they would ask me, it's your best results zishowile, it's your best majamurinda nimuza kureba. So like they would keep asking me results because we had some other teachers after Nshomesa na bamarire at that same school, Ejeto and Nshomesa. But they hadn't performed well.
Bam.
Yeah, they hadn't performed well. So bamnyo bareba, I'm okay. Bagira, it's your best ashire.
Nice. So, back here ho biro kumuruka.
Back of course okumuruka I went to Chambogo University.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, applying it was kind of hard for me because I was teaching and I had literature. So I also wasn't sure of the course I was supposed to do. Konka kujankani nshomesa like nkani ndeba embera zishomero. I was motivated during my work, even my fellow teachers. Banja best don't drop your literature. Don't like they kept on baku encouraging. Na za Chambogo. Na I remember my big sister na oni yabe na shomera. Na applying. Of course I did a Duke first. Kubanka ni manti they must give me a Duke. So I just applied at Chambogo because I was very sure nibakumpa. But I have my aunt. Kuya bihurire. Kunkaraba. Yanjira, you want to do education? Ndakora education. Shono mushomesa nyoko no mushomesa niwo waza bushomesa imashini ni mwenda kukoma like you know that
negative
that
energy.
Yes, that
right.
Energy, bad energy. So kubanka ni muram nonga by then I was respecting her so much. Na teromok me I knew she like I thought it was in maybe she wants to pay for me. Our campus no waza kushanga nabo na sponsor. So nagambi na teromka nabajanti antangizire I shouldn't do education. Yampereza sente nwe azimpire. Naza muku, I applied. So results kuzijire muku they gave me BBA at MOBS. Chambogo bampa eduku. Nayebuza, why do I have to go for BBA? Yet they already gave me eduku.
The one you want?
Yes. So I'm like, no. I discarded it nanyakabanza nare mwakusharamu. Nareba eduku, what? But my sister encouraged me to do eduku, even my mom. Though my dad also didn't want me to do eduku. Akaza kwenda nkora obushomesa. So nahendera njire Chambogo.
Okay.
Yeah. For 3 years.
Nashoma
education, yeah.
Literature, English. Okay, you survived English. Okay, how was it like? Because Chambogo. Watura na sister wawe?
Yeah, in first year, kuwa kaja third year, kani ntura nawe, in the same hostel. Yes, same room.
Nice. So, akakwera, your own
Kanyamba.
Wasn't difficult. So, kwa heza hizi?
Waku ya mazire, ya heza. By then, nanyekana abui na banywani. Nafuna hostel ndijo, nafuna roommate ndijo. So,
roommate mukana mshoma hamwe?
No, wakana akora accounting.
Uko mnywanire yu?
Chambogo, like kuyijire, no manya doing freshers ball, ebyo bintu byo welcoming freshers. She was a friend to my OG.
Okay.
Yeah, so namanyira.
Emyaka ya university ya shachi. Mshomesa wanje.
Kabeta nguhi no bimanye byabashomesa, inekosi ni 10 inekosi ni 10, but it was fun because I got friends at campus. I got new experience. Had enough for the professional training of what I was doing before. I would also laugh at myself.
I was doing this. Like how you beat up those kids.
What? Like,
well done.
Yeah.
Well done. Okay. So, ukano shoma day?
Yeah, day.
Evening na weekend okorachi?
Evening. Kama ndia year 1. Nka weekends obiro binji, I would go to my auntie's place Sundays. Can't remember kanye na sister wanje. So literally tukati batujyo mukatu kugamba konka akana akunda kushoma mnonga wakana akola icon and start ayine bingi so she was so committed to praying, okushaba, then to reading. So nanyo bumwenka like most of the times
you'd go with
her to church.
Right.
Yeah.
Kuyajenze byakoma.
No. Kuyajenze nkatira kuza I'm a person who loves going for overnights. Sunday is not a guarantee. But for overnights, I really do. Yeah.
And which church was that? The university chapel?
So, yeah, Kakumba Chapel.
Okay, all right. So, school practice was
school practice, ni Jaruba Rahina Maril. My first school practice, that's where I was. Yeah, wajejo.
Bija bakureba?
Yes, bakija supervising. My supervisor was in my second year. He was very, very good. This girl is good. Like, I knew he was coming. No man but and when the kids was teaching, they liked me.
And which class were you teaching?
SP first SP supervision, first supervision Kachikorom senior 1. They liked me. They were very good. So we had a story.
It was an English lesson?
Yes, English O level, then literature A level.
All right.
Yeah. So Bambi, it was a very, very good experience. Even the lecturer Kajira, this girl is very, very good. Very good. He actually gave me 90.
Wow.
90, yeah. He was very happy. Like, the students were bright. Story bakani bajimanyo ready. Like, and they knew how to answer. Then when I went to A level senior 5, we also did a poem. We did prose and poetry. We did a poem. And now they answered well. So it was a good experience.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's your first
first
school practice. And the second?
The second, now they gave us another lecturer. We all don't know what happened. So he came, I thought it was the same. I did what I was supposed to do and I really answered everything. Like, it was very good. But the lecturer gave me 60. And when I was told, other students said, we had 2 students who had retakes. One was at Montuyera, so my other lecturer, Odio was supervising Jabudi, he was the overall now. So yeah, was this girl. Last year I'm supervising. What happened? Like, no. It can't be her. So I remember they called the teacher. So some teacher, I go with my results to campus in Zimtwari. The comments are not bad. Why did he give you 60?
He was mean.
Yes, I don't know. So they were kind enough. He added Akaja because maybe there's something that I don't know, but I can't believe this was your teaching. He added me 15, he gave me 75. Then Nabadia Nabobabaha.
That's fair. Fair enough. So school practice was Hezocho. Wagaraka Chambogo.
Yes.
Graduating amanya.
Yeah. Now graduating. Graduation day. Towards graduation, no mama mazile campus. Yaho Kampala by then sister Jakana Korera bundi bujo. I didn't have a sister in Kampala, so I just had friends and my one auntie, my father's sister.
Where was she staying?
In Bukoto.
Bukoto, yeah. Okay.
So no more. Even to be kuzomba nyabuzare, I used to hate that thing. Kujirangu, when you go to stay there, like there is a way your life changes, everything. Starting from your friends. Your friends will not visit you again.
Yeah. You lose the independence.
Yes, you lose the independence. So at first I didn't want to stay there after campus. So Kuya Mazile, that aunt of mine, she told my dad or my mother, Noshaka Gambira mom, ati munywani wanje, ati aine businesses nyingi. Why is best? Kuba by then, nkamba njo wa sister wanje guhatori kunkola atana hatakayo first year also. So nkani wana abire mbanyine like me when
Wakana so much?
kandi nakora accounting and finance. So nye kunabe ninduga, I left everything with her at hostel. Like I literally didn't carry anything, just in kegure myenda, just even the nabi murekera. So I would be at her hostel kuba kijo mu room ina indaramu. Yeah, and the askari knew me akata kambi nga so nkanza yo kunkwenda. So my aunt agambira mama ati kugira ngo besta guma hostel mana ine paru mana ine banywani benno, let her come and I have a friend who can connect her. I was like, that will be good. If I'm working ndi kutura Bukoto, it is okay. Kuba ni manyantizoba I be at work, I just come in the evening. So I came. When I reached Anjirangu, that friend of hers, simanyi ahiya benanda kunconnectinga wangu akahijwire tinchishwe chabiro anja, but you can start a business. Yeah, there were some people staying at her place. Abe nareberera ajangu with a business yokuguza entetere, and they are getting money. So anja, if you do the same, you get money. For you just get clients. Kare at first nayebuza naja anyway. Can't like kare, I respected her so much. Kanta kwenda nichiriza. She gave me 50,000. I went with my cousin, her daughter. Twazogo mukazi ogo abe nabaguze entetere. So that lady akajangu entetereze mitwaro eshatu no yame mitwaro bikomi. So we went, entetere zanje bazigura bazitwa twara baduka twagura upapura bwo parkingamu twagura umonyo. So I came to Bukoto nagura makara kuba entetere twatunanchira makara, like you have to get everything you need from that money. Zilezi yabira mpire mitwaro 5 entetere nazisika nazitombo papura. But I was feeling no, this is not me. I called my mom. I'm like, no, my mom is like, but other people are there struggling. I don't know what happened. What had happened to my mom? Na sister wanje banjangu no ngomuntu wahigwa, like you know.
For them they had bought her idea.
I don't know. So entetere nasika bro papa rabo kuteka omunda nkanga kuteka he number zanje naja no, I cannot. What if my OG gets it and it has my number and name? So I used the numbers some gara kana atura yoko wa auntie entetere okuguza kwaika twazo mfield. Even her maid, her nanny was also doing the same. Akateka chimara kuteka zaguze entetere. So yamweta yamjangwa antware niwara anteko introducing mu field mu business. Twagenda kutwanyweza nje kaziteko mu sha nganda kabasa kuzegura mukono najante hona shabarambugane kare nazitwara zibyo mu sha kutwayikireyo nyotire naho nagurize sha connectinga on one person akaje akayamara kuguza abandi ajangure no gwaine mu mugureho. So then it's like niwo ine echabitano nicho nakozire that day kwa nkanzi no musha. So namja ntaza antwara kubuza mja nakora kakaga tinkaenda manyingu nabanzibikiri kuna amazire. I sat nagira nti really no nazitwara wa sister wanje ngo bato abari cyambogo a hostel niyo nazitire wana abanyani be bazirya nazo zabarema zikaziri nyingi. So nija anti namjanti hati tinaza campus nti nagamba naba canteens nazibahereza. So now I sat and started cooking. My mind, I need to leave Bukoto college. I told my dad kuba tata wanje no muntu ari like he wants to really see you're employed, formally employed. That is what he likes. Na mutera mjanti no manya ntinisho mero kansanga tibampiro mwanya kweje santkane manjantandika go kubanza nzonye ne kufuna kansanga enjo. I don't know, I forged that thing. Kuna mwambia jangu so nuza kutandika kweje sanite ntiniza kweje satikari nti rent nayo nkanta kashabaga rent like yo kupangisa by then kuba nkambanyire sister wanje agira banze nshashure wanga mugambira ameza ashatu ntinabone nje emitwari 10 emitwara ashatu bagimpa. injenda hati I think I had some other money mfune enju sides za Nambole mfuruka hati kuri Ndugai. Remember all that is before graduation.
Yes ma'am.
So I went, I was staying that side. So in that process,
how did you choose Nambole? Ko inabo no manyayo?
Yes, I had a friend akanja tari enju ziri cheap. Ati I'm going to get you a room. So she got me, she was my neighbor actually. Niwe yanconnecting njero nkazayo. Yeah, naturo kwa before graduating. Nija nafuna some connection, some guy bakabi ne company so akabali abahindi bakwenda bokuza kushomesa abana babo mu home teaching kubayamba mu homework. So I went, I think just for a week. For a week. Then because I became busy, if your graduation clearing obgire na around uza kumburira abahindi. Like they had given me a home sides and area. They were very welcoming bambi. Kunkobwire bukabura but they were very strict. Kandi ndi kureba nyine clearing. Nanta clearing njire ngo no kukora mama niwe yabaja atokukora ni kwa kugera noza kukora. So aho naho nareka naza muhato mbya clearing for graduation. Yeah.
Then what graduate?
Yeah, now graduating. Bija bazire. And actually it was about what? Sister wanjogo kunkora, she's stubborn. Niwa kuba nachesa at graduation yawe keringa kuchara.
Akija n'abashrezi tugambere tureze.
Kujya kare abantu binji like okay, eketine bantu bahari konka all my relatives, like they told me that all my relatives should come. I don't know what was behind that. Karen when you want, like there's a way I always reject some things. I don't know why, but my heart tells me no, don't accept. Nabajanta nibaza him banja no, my dad akana abakunda bambi, like he loves peace. He's a very very peaceful and calm man. Bagira ngo bakore ki bije
baye pansiza bije baza.
Yes, all my uncles bariho abatakafire, they were all there. Oshana one uncle no abatari had London konka family yake eriho, my cousins for graduation.
Yaho so graduation kiya wire nyenda kurura wagaruka Nambole.
Graduation yaho nkankiri Nambole. Hati nayo
ware kwiro mu mugwa batayina.
Yes, that was December gwabahindi.
Sorry.
So remember hati nyo kamba ni manto mulimo kukwegesa guri ho bubaho in the other school of my uncle. So najant hati I had my cousin Najat Bestie. There's Window Trust. It is an NGO. It is it is recruiting abashomesa kuza kushomesa some refugee camp bani nkahe nyone hande miga mani kiryando kinda atinikwe atinibenda bari registered mu Ministry of Education. Ntandika process because I wanted to work in an NGO because of my sister kana koromo Save the Children. So nkamurebero ngira
your sister worked for Save the Children?
Yeah, that's why she was working. Name? Bennett Niwensiima. Kamwenge Bundi Bujo Kasese. Yeah.
Obuwagira ngo akana akora Bundi Bujo kagire bubu kwanga.
Yeah.
Okay. Akana akora isi?
Kabari data manager something
Kwine mama.
So njant kujanga manindeba the life wakaba natugambira, she's also a calm person. Kale mwenu even up to now I look up to her, like I want to be like her. Sorry akuyangambira njant let me start my process.
Was that process?
Natandike bintu yena akora ekirungi. His friends, he had a friend. His friends bakandi bankunda nkakuja as the youngest bakabija na campus bandeba banjo bajangusha tuze out bantwara, like he had one close friend akaine omukazi weye.
She your sister?
No, my cousin.
Your cousin?
Wabena ku connecting Kiryandongo. Yeah.
Right.
So like nko omukazi weye inenda bakabanyeta kubayamba honda udgo, so they liked me. So that friend of my cousin Ajataza HR wa Window, she's my friend. Atereka best bamuherezo mulimu. Papa banjira processing ntandika. Remember kuri hati bakaba mpiro mwanya ishomero rya uncle wanje. Ngwine bantire na timetable. Then my dad had also gotten me another position in another school. Akana nashomeso mashomerabi. One was in Ntungamo nalyo lya uncle. Kuri Ntungamo mpangiseyo like I get a place, then namara nze kuri ndi kutura muka. So hati nazo mu processing ebi byantwariro buyire kuba mazire that cousin of mine banja unyohereze buri kimwe. So nkaba ntaka register in job ministry, and it is a process. My cousin is like, even me to enter, I didn't have the papers. Anjirangu, you can get papers of someone and you go to NASA and they make for you a form, like that registration form. Najantu really mujanti nyoka nintina. Anjangu jire iwabo na me I'll get for you.
Yeah, bon.
So like he hadn't gotten it, but I had hopes that we shall get. So hato mukakuri ishomero bajangwa abana lesson zawe they are not teaching. Abana ni babari aidu najan because okutinga abwine let me go the other side.
Awabwine.
Kare naza hato wa the school ejedio muka na ya nabajam coming yonkana abajanti nemuza comparisons from oba Monday to Wednesday. Then Thursday nachimbendi kuri kuba hari ya like they wanted me to teach Simanyi literature like almost all classes. So hati na kuri kuna
akasente wa negotiate njire bitu
akasente nkanta ka negotiate nyanga bakabangamba ne mitwara ashatu kunkandi kujante mitwara ashatu since I'm just starting na nanyine kuri banyikiza kupa timing I'll get money. Naza kuriya kuri we just reached Bambi. The HM was so happy, she was waiting for me, she was a lady na those like they were all eager Bambi. I think it is because of my name omuntu kwa kuri zina best ni baba ninzire kureba.
How best is this?
Yes. So when I went nkagenda nabazire banje bana ba sister banje like tujire kureba ishomero gama na HM, then hati nkijira kimwe. But I reached na rebe ishomero. I told my dad no, I will not teach here. Yajira why?
Likari rukubi.
Likabari rihare.
Oh dear.
Hatari yo network, hatari yo mashanyarazi. Okare nguko ntungamo munda nabajanti me. No, I will not manage a place without electricity. Kale at least network. Konka electricity ntese mushiza rugo muriro nze kurugayo kuza kushuma because hakari hari nakatawuni hare mnonga
yaba remote yaguma minu wa rukuriya
kuri yo hariyo kuri bacha processing akiyandongo. So nija noko narwe Bambi. I think the HM was disappointed Bambi. So narugayo nija hato mcharo mukakwegesa. I had spent a week ndikushomesa. So my cousin oriyo anakuwebe na connecting akuri. Antera atinomanya HR yaremera ho ha Ministry of Education because they are very strict na hato mu window. You cannot get a job without that year, without being registered. Kia ngamene janti kandi nti namugira njine ya jambiti is okay, she's going to call you. Najira fine. Ka tomorrow yanterera yanjira, are you sure you're registered? Because she knew I wasn't. I had just graduated December. Then Jani no jangu, you're registered. She's like, are you sure you're registered? Should I shortlist you for the interview? Na banzadi chiriza na mazina njirangu, are you sure? Should I? Because I know this side is very far. Can I send you transport and you come for the interview tomorrow with your original registration form ministry and from the ministry? Narabia bakari na janti I had it is being processed. I don't have it. So honest. Yeah, I was honest. That's how I lost the other side.
That's okay.
Yeah. Hati na nijomoka. Yeah. Nijatu kushomesa hati. Na shomesa. That was Jan. I taught in Jan.
Which year are we talking about?
2019, because I graduated in 2018, December.
So wagumuwanyi?
Yeah. Na shomesa ndi kutura muka. Konka during my at campus, while at campus, I think in second year, yeah, that was 2017, come November, I got a strange illness. So I got a strange illness at campus in my second year. Nkamanza narwara. Then we tried hospitals. I was okay, like endwara yabura. So my dad reached a point and we've done everything. We don't have what to do.
What were you?
Like I was feeling weak. Nkabandwara, like I feel headache. when I would feel like my whole body is burning. Like they say you're okay. I remember one time they tested, like they would do white blood cells. So they told me your blood cells are increasing, but there's no disease. So, maybe I got a patch in my head, like a bald patch.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I got it, I called I sent a pic in WhatsApp natureza mom. And so my dad tata kuyachirevera jangu ngizana bajya mu campus hansi yo mutekinyo cyakuni.
Like it was that funny.
Yeah. So twaja tuti maybe.
So
yeah.
Home and wash down and still there.
So anjangu mfune creams. And our cream. The hair is not coming. Hakaza ari kunshasha. So like kankaho towards grad hati nyo kuna mazire ishote lyachweka mnonga. Ela that's why I was used to short hair. Na gumani nditega omumu rubaziri meje abechwekire mnonga. So me at campus like second year, third year kama nyine short hair omuhasha zire. Actually some people would judge best na tegente gazaba yai, but they really
didn't know what you did.
Yeah, they didn't know why I was cutting my hair like that. So mbuzante kamukati until like to cover up. Na show man cut. Remember at campus no manya your life ya campus, that's when you want to plait hair.
That's when you're a child.
Yes.
You are being a girl.
But me I wouldn't plait because I was first of all I didn't have confidence to go to a salon because they would ask me ngu okabachi ubirechi many questions and I didn't have answers. So kuna mazile na trying these hospitals, skin doctors and what. So I went to a skin doctor and one day yanchebera no manya at you think I think it is stress. It is stress causing that. Maybe stress yebitabo. If it is not stress, it is genetical. It comes from the family. You try and ask. Ask my dad yanjirati chine uturi kumanya. So yanta medication yantere bikatu on the bald areas no ya benatero mutwe, so he would inject there. But the hair didn't come. Then what's this? So after graduation, it was worse. But me, I was okay. I had taken it actually as a disease. But people didn't know. I think and my like 3 friends, 3 or 4. Yeah. So naza kweje sankama njara wig. I remember in sister njoganje nguni bana baza kurugoba kweteka wig. And we laughed about it like it was just fun. We laughed about it. Ngaza kwetaka wig. So I would put on wigs in komomu nchirugo mu class na ikomuka chi wig nchijura. Now I be free. My mother's friend nkaba ndiyomoka. Nkaba ntakumangu people are coming. I wouldn't allow anyone to see me. Apart from mukaba bakaba ndeba. But abandi no. So it's like kuba mama kana ndeba mnonga ninja chikambazaringa ngo muzire yayibuza umwana ishoche. This is the time she's supposed to also be plating ina hinduri ishoche nkabandi. Kare she was bothered. I think she shared with a friend. So nkabandi yo mukanga kuchimanya mbandiyauni oria angwa muntete gwiri nkaninyoza Pikanyiruka atinda mara mwisano kumara msankiruka na kanaro da boy shop na ajijwara. So that's when I came and greeted. Habambe yande bana we yachimanya.
Yachete jereza.
Yeah, kanachimanya. Of course it is because of the hair loss. Ababu bagambira mama kunka mwana ishoche. So my mom called my aunt. Actually bakani benda kuntwara gukunskari ku in screening cancer. Na young. My mom and my big sister. Ngumanyiwa nabajanti cancer teri kuchuishoche. Unless I'm on chemo and I'm not on chemo. So how do I lose hair? Intari ha chemo. Ninga how do I lose hair? I've gone to hospitals bakola simanyi complete blood count bakola everything. Tine chibari kureba if I had cancer cells back at least kuhinaizare bechi. Batechikuru bambi habihakale no manko convincing omunte. Gutugenda master. I remember my sister called me na we ambia nguno mangu nyondo jira mwigwaro screening breast cancer. Uniweza yo nguzoba screening nkabaja ntiwe tinkikiriza ku nshara kanyama ba nibajeta ni biopsy something. not do that
Biopsy.
because I'm okay. I don't have cancer. So, but mama yatera, I have my aunt Naturo, Aunt Peace. She's a very good woman. Yeah, mugambira. Aunt Peace ajati konka at best ish. Remember by the nabankancha show masari au tujom kwa kashatu. Early March 2019, kankansho mise for 2 months nkanyum kwa kashatu. Aunt ajati no manya at best muleka ije aja benatura na nyaha. I take her to church. So na rugomuka nijo wa aunt, my maternal aunt. She's a very, very, very good woman and I love her. Nija omuruti. So Aunt Pisa jirati, I pray from Kamukuzi Church of Uganda. Ati nza kutwara yo because mukuzi buri kimu. I remember I went to a hospital, a skin clinic. I've forgotten the name of Unity Skin Clinic, Acacia. They charged us 700 by then. Bakakora over 3 tests. Some samples were taken to Kenya, then Zindi Bazkorera. They gave me 2 weeks to come for results. But I came, everything was negative. Everything. Yeah. So, everything is negative. So, Antajat, you know what? Let's go for prayers. So I started going with her. That's how I came to Mbara. So nazo muruto wa auntie, I would go to church. I was always going to church for prayers. So in that process now, like my sister also tried connecting me still. Remember she was still in Save. Katao, she tried connecting me in Save. Kuzara Amanja, we did everything. Nas, I remember with my hair loss and come and the wigs, you wouldn't not know. I mean, I was
you came to Ramanja and worked?
No, I didn't. Okay. Like I'm still coming to that.
Right. Okay.
So, na agenda interviews I did, I passed. I remember the regional, what was the regional manager, coordinator?
Regional area manager.
Yeah, she knew the other was. I guess she's a Michiga. No, the other one was a Michiga. So she called my students like, oh, your sister is bright. I was like, yeah, this is the feedback I already said. She has answered questions. Yes, but I was so happy
and
waiting.
Which role were you?
I was supposed to be a case worker.
Okay.
Yeah. So after those interviews, remember Nkamba njo muruti. After those interviews, Mbankamba my referee and Tara, one of the referees I'd used, and said, hey, people from South Australia have called me, hey, when you're going to start working soon. Oh, I was so happy. But that was it. It ended there. They never called. No mama media interviews that I'd shared numbers with some people. So one of the girls namubuza and yet for us we are working. Ogwe, she didn't do an interview in my group on orals, written, written. Then orals, I had another group. So I called a boy, he was a Mukonjo guy. I called him and just they called my referees, they haven't called back. So mbuza sister wanje kuboza at the project they were in Wakutamu. It was funded by UNHCR and they withdrew.
Okay.
So that is the reason they gave me omurimo. Now I sat in Ruti. So in that process, that is from March, June, March, May, June. So June, there's some friend of mine, Angelachi. I have my friend. Nibenda want work correcting a data. They want data clerks some organization. I think PSI, Population Services International. And so I told them, you're educated, you can do that work. No go tarakozile at that. Najira, okay. Bamfuna, bannyejesa, you do this. Also had a friend, I have a friend, she can do the same. Konka wakacha shoma. Bajirambu, what is she studying Kebya? Na oba muichiriza. Bato. Bakampostinga kuza kukora rubare. Ahigwariro where.
And how long were you going to be there?
It is coming. So it was the project was still on. So tukora under family planning. The project was under family planning. It was a health project. Kugira ngu we want to know how many people are using this family planning method. So hatibo bakani mafocusinga mnonga IUD. Yeah, IUD. Yeah. So if you're in a place IUD bata ujikozesa mnonga, they would ejo place bakaba gureka, maybe they put you somewhere else. So I was lucky in Rubale they were using it. Kunga kutwabe tutandikire kukora in that process. There's some man working there. Bakari regional manager. He was actually as a project officer. So the man started like dating me, like he wanted to date me. So I used to stay with my friend. We laughed about it in Argentina, but this man also carried out to be a fun. So she like he would text me. So me I didn't like show interest in him. I remember one day I kanja mgu tujenda to a country cinema for a movie. I had my friend, we loved Najant, had like this one because I knew the man was married. Yansh akaba kanshereka status nguntazireba, but my friend would send me screenshots. So I didn't give the man my time. So I had to remember kuri Rubare, bajangu Rubare, we are closing Rubare, you're going to be posted in Kabale. And that is okay as long as there is money. But in the process of paying us. Kuna abirendia he called me. And that he come next week you're supposed to start working in Kabale. Tandika tubanza twaza for field part, yeah. Tutware bitabo family planning books that we shall be using. Tutwara ubwo buntu bwokozesa za IUDs, ajadel, tubitwara yokari. So he told me we are going, you put the things, then you go back for field. Najira, okay. By the time I am telling kandi no town, like I was just in town, that's how I left town. Akaine motoka organization to agenda cover.
Have they paid you?
Kariho bakaba tshashiro kinesabe, like you know those things money you have to sign, okay, you don't know what had delayed that payment. Kutwaichire kabare ndeba kandi he's not in that thing because it was already late. We reached Kabale at around 5. Nyebuza, shall we go to the thingy hospital, take what mubuza anjirangu mbonasi yanje atariho, so that means we shall sleep around and go tomorrow. I remember as if in my periods, I'm sorry, me, I don't feel shy about menstrual health. Like,
that's okay.
I say it the way it is. So I told him, but you, how did you bring me? You'd have told me, then I come prepared. I was very open. I told him, me, I'm in my periods. I didn't carry anything like a pad. Like, and it is okay. You go and buy, I'll give you the money. He was good enough, Bambi. We went to a supermarket and bought for me. Hat tweezer and
clothes to change and all that.
Yeah, he bought for me. Actually, Mienda, because it was late, boutiques had closed. He had promised kungurira kasheshi. So twija hotel ya jirono shaba kandi barara okubebazayo for field in Kabale. So mubuza mjanti nyoni nza kolala hekadi wonoze, because I'm so inquisitive when it comes to that thing.
Yeah, you need to be safe.
Yes, as so. Mubuza nyam no, but don't think I want to sleep with you. And I'm going to get a thingy, we shall get 2 rooms. And that is okay. Akare. So kuyangambire echo hati before Angela Tinomanya. There's a place like outside Hoxtam had hotel and TV. And you can come, we sit here, I want to process your payments. Kuba muntira cho you guys in boxing a sente agent. That is okay. Angela ngo data yanje yawo. At my data is done. Help me with your phone. In import spotting and take a hotspot, I sent an email. So little did I know that he wants to hack into my WhatsApp
and put it on his
laptop. Nkajimuha, he just had it for like 2 minutes. Yaji mpaku yamaze kujimpanja, hey, you go and rest. I know you're not okay. You're having stomach pains. Najenda me, I didn't know, I wasn't exposed. Kongande WhatsApp ya jegumanere ta messages show me. Ngati mbichanga was too dull to even know. Now I'm in bed. you know, girls, now I'm telling my friends, do you know he was lying? Me.
He's there reading.
That is the funniest part of. He's like I would get my phone and hide under my blanket. I'm like, kangambe pora tampurira. Intro muzikine. Kumbe was tapping everything. Eti nawe ninyohereza. Like yasha ngumchatsi niwena because nkabajanti I told my friend namjanti but this man is stupid nkwata ya screenshot yo yechani chino mukazi wenjohereza and he was lying to me. He's been single for 5 years. He doesn't know why he's interested in me kind of organization harimami chibinje but he just wants me. Turi kubigamba WhatsApp like laughing at him like we were laughing. Byona bireba akasheshe. Remember kasheshe ngo twine kuza kuri ngo bayamara kazo mu meeting then akansigayo ndi coordinating n'abanasi then akija camping tukagaruka mbara akasheshe. I didn't hear obuye mucete namurire konka nyuko namze kuzabenka cyisha ati nyimuka naba konka like njenda njanti can let me knock on his door but he might not be there konka no mutima gunyangwane kuba hagenja WhatsApp yanje akagenda kuba ikana yereka blue ticks
atkatandika kuzama ko.
Yes. Nshanko knocking, I didn't hear anyone.
Wow.
That is okay. Nza WhatsApp. Tuza WhatsApp kuza kumtextinga shanga chat zanje nawe zona zidelete njire. Biya wananyoreza that nonsense. He deleted everything.
Ato
shenga. Texting. I'm someone who is straightforward. I texted him. Namjira, are we still going to the hospital or not? If you are not going, tell me because it's like you are annoyed with me, I don't know what I've done. But if you are not going, tell me I go and get a taxi, I move back to Mbara. So when he had that, it was at around 11. He told me, give me 10 minutes, I come and drop you at the taxi and you go. So I definitely knew there's something wrong. So when he came, I thought he's going to drop me. Konka kujangu tukatujire on
company assignment.
Yes, company assignment, ready to work. In the Nawata Sigaho, he came with me. He was very quiet. Very quiet. Huna mimanyanyijire. So I would go text him.
But serves him right. Why did he
yes.
talk into your WhatsApp?
Yes. And me, I hadn't done anything because me telling my friend that this man is fooling me and he's married is not wrong. Yeah, he didn't expect it. Kale na way it hit him. Hati kutuizira tukija huna mikutawe tu aika nkomurut. Aja best I want to ask you something. That it is okay. At you and your friends, are you guys
driving?
Yes, he was driving. Okay. Ajinangu ngu wena banywani bawe. What's wrong with you people? Are you in a doro sense or what? Mujanti twakorati. If a man is dating you, why would you tell your friends?
Okay, long story short.
Yeah, so he came, he dropped me in what? And I went. So, they now put another person. That was the end of that job. But me, I knew he was the cause, and I was like, yeah, this is better because if I had accepted, he would still sleep with me and still drop me. But it is worth it, like at least. So when I went now, Gureka, now Hatinagaruka just streets, like that hustle. Konkai, thank God in that process. As remember, by then I was still going to church. Now my hair came back.
Lovely.
Yeah, it came back. I was so excited. My first time to play it, I was very happy. I went and prayed it again. I sent pictures to my mother, to my sisters. So hato murimo. Remember, Mazile campus, I wanted to do makeup, but I didn't have money.
Did you know how to do makeup?
No, I didn't know. But I had a friend, makeup. She sent it. Remember, they were charging a lot of money in Kampala. That if you can get them in 2 weeks, you can go and learn. I'll pay. So, I was in Kampala by then. After campus, actually before graduation. Nashomai for 2 weeks makeup. But no makeup, it needs time. So tindabi kwa sirije like to gain that confidence and everything. So now after losing the other job, ndikuno, my sister and Jatata me remove because we came to know by the way what I didn't tell you. We came to realize that my stuff of jobs and what, the issue was coming from the graduation party that I made.
There was a spiritual thing.
The gifts, like someone gave me a gift. It was a bag. So that bag, no manyobo muntu obukuyiguresha hwe. It was a snake, like akako kujiguza, but it was a snake with two heads. Side ejo mutwe naho mutwe, then like obo butukiguza bupesha ko kakakozgo munjoka. So when I got that bag, my heart didn't like that bag from the start. So na sister wanjye namjanti jitwarire mama. Ntoba mujigabire there's some lady nabenda kanakira kutukorera omuka. Me I will not use this bag. I hadn't opened it. So when they took it home, even my mother kept it. Then kiamazira kaine na kujori omukazi. Nawajira, what's wrong with this bag? Ajigura. Opening it inside, there was a key in the bag. Remember, it was new. Someone said it was new. She bought it. So we realized, like, okay, you remember it's going to come. Kuzi praying. We realized, like, yes. So me, I told my mother, me, I'm so like now I started blaming them for bringing relatives to my graduation. Me, I didn't want these people to come. Me, mama, said, okay, me, I'm done with looking for jobs. I think I need to be in business. But remember, makeup, I can't in confidence. I didn't have that confidence because I just started for 2 weeks.
Which year are we talking about?
Makeup.
No, which year are you at that point?
That is 2019. 2019. Yeah. Erikuzanko kwankao. So my sister Anjati no manya, she was pregnant. Na wokulo mulimo project no sheke huile. She's married in Kamwenge. So akataniche some restaurant in Kamwenge. Anjati, Mboshimbara, you're not working. Why don't you come and be working at the restaurant? Because I'm heavy in Hipuzara. So now I went to Kamwenge at my sister's. Yeah. So when I check Kamwenge, I worked for like 2 weeks. In the 3rd week, some makeup person in Kampala ya take our offer. Ya jirangu, you nominate yourself. Ninga banyani baba nominating. So the winner naza kuzaya shomere busha everything, makeup. Wow. Yeah. So I went and nominated myself, my friends, my family. They nominated me and I won.
Nice.
Yeah. Nazayo Nashoma, now we came to December 2019. December kalmi graduation Saba Chambuko.
Wakorezo.
Now I was supposed to work, but I didn't have products. Najirahati. So what I did, I called my dad. Remember naharo mukushomo mwe kamatine transport yoku ntwaro mu town every day. Najanti nyinabo kukora. Ndinguze mitwara abiri namara kubakora ninziko. Yeah. He's like, okay, yazironda. He was supportive. Yazimpa. Mitwara is very, very, it is nothing. When you're to buy those things, the baby makeup, nibisera. So it was nothing. Najantati, at least I needed like 300. I have a friend, she nashomesa in Thailand. Na mujiranti no manya, ntinyambisa 150, I'll give you. She sent it to me bambi. Na shopping, na jana nakola baraba Chambogo. Kala I made like 250 in that process ka graduation. Ababi na akozire. I paid the other one.
Your friend?
Yes, then Ogwe na America. Not think azimuhaga. No, I think I've paid him maybe in different ways. Exactly, the thing as a mag. Had December yawa. So now I was like, I told my friends, nizakutanika kola makeup. Ba hati yushukankana kanyine. I had like 3 friends in Bara. So I told one friend that the best known shovera, ngubara makeup. Ngwitano makeup nenkumitano. Ngumwenu ngunoshisha bwire bwangutora guhano. Kare. December, yawa, then to azomujani. Had to remember if I'm to get into makeup, nyine kukure into byigire yo byinjiho. So nkani nchira kusubira, there's some guy in Garage Street work beta Joel. Kani sibira ishoche. Nija mjanti Joel, ompere zo mwanya
for makeup.
Yeah. then I be working on discount. Nafuna client, I give you this discount, I take this discount. Remember, I didn't have money to buy stuff, what? So my sister was at go achambo go bakajiro mu second year. Mjanti no manya. The master yako ile tuition atapana. Tinomanya. Atapana tukonkomje juu kinaanza kujohereza. Nyanti no manya ntizimbi, ntuno okuzimba. Ntingure bintu bya makeup because I want to start and I have clients. Until then ninza kuzikishashura. That's what I told her. My dad mukebyo tiba kabimanya ganja kwa reji interview ngo barabimanya. She gave me the money. It was 800. She really trusted me with her tuition. My sister, don't know follows me. She's called Bridget. She's my good friend. Nitkunda, and we are like twins. Naza Kampala. Na shopping. Of course, we can't be money.
But at least.
Kwa kabiraho. I remember nkabona ho mugoraha kwa Joel na mugoro nkaba ni ntetema. Ndi kutetema. Ntine no makoro mugore like it was. Kare kutabe turi aho kwa kashatu. Lockdown.
Sente zo mwana toka zimhire wazo lockdown.
But a whole lockdown. Kubatire ho lockdown. Now remember about chinga you're not working. But me I thank God because of lockdown. If it was not because of lockdown, by the way, I don't think I would be in makeup. Maybe. Yeah, I got a place in Barra. So, lockdown. Actually, before lockdown, I kafuna during lockdown. And I got it because of that small money I was making in lockdown. Nkamfuna ka client, see. Remember, I was a border, but I had a border guy. Akabantwara shanga like ntunabankomu bishaka, but we reach where I'm going. So nyom lockdown, nkabani nkora koramu. I was working.
Your clients would be doing what? Photo shoots?
Yes, photo shoots. Bakani bakora photo shoots. Bakweteze bishani. Remember na photographer bakaba bajyabo kutambura. Ejo ni 2020 first lockdown. Kari naguma nimbona clients. So ejo lockdown. Noma bakataheyo kubanza. Ejo, yes. Ajo kuyabenewa. My friend me by the way in lockdown I think it was because of my advertising strategy that I used. I would advertise. Kare mwena nyinarantia, now I have my people. People know me. Like I have clients as working on Omega 256. So I would get clients from her. Whenever I would post her, people would come to me. So 2021.
How had you met Omega 256?
I had a friend to Omega.
Okay.
So I told that friend,
I want to host Omega. That's why I asked you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So up to now I still work on her when she's this side.
Okay.
So we came to 2021. So my friend was like, best no money. Why can't you rent? Rent your town. How will I manage? It is hard.
Fees zomwana.
Fees. Is as in that process of lockdown, nataka hagambiri. Parties. Obobo baga parties. So Ichirunji, she gave me an account. Remember nabo kushoma. I think it was God who did that. Okushoma baching. Yeah, nagumanja. They can njirezi nabona nteho. Ezo menti recovered. So, no shabagaruka batanika kushoma 2021. I think nkana buro bane mitwara 5 banana. 2021. Remember nyine ku rentinga, nyine kukora ki hakiriyo na za sente kare. Now I told kare, I think I'm using my father so much because he has been supportive in this whole thing with the little money he gets, but at least he supports me kinda. Mujanti hati ninyenda ku rentinga because hati kuro musaruni hafunzire and I have clients in vision babatine na kustama. So nkanyine friend anja nakoro musime mukama akukora salon anja you come we can rent together. Anyway, that is okay. Room nkanta kajire biroko kwingana, they were closed. Ninja na wakari muri yai. So I had my other friend lockdown akatira kubadyo wanje nja tuze kumureba. So I told my dad I want to rent, I need money, but where will I get it from? Anjirati nanye no manya we are going in fees. I don't have money, but I think what we can do, I can get you a loan in a circle, you'll be paying monthly. Yeah, that is how me and my father can discuss money. On what I'm like, niza kuzisha shule. Then when he told me the money za kwenda kumfunira, I talked to my cousin, no cousin wanje. Mujira nti I want to be independent. Sente manyachi bambi. He also gave me some money and my uncle. So now renting with another guy. We paid, I had paid. Yes, I had paid over 7 months. Yeah. So kuna abe mazile kuzuma kuba I remember nyoti mezi abe na someone told me that he was paying 150 for the whole room and me I was paying 100 I was paying 50. That is how wicked people are. So ntwasha shula sent tumazile kuzisha shula. Second lockdown. I'm like, what? Now I'm dead. Hey, second lockdown. Remember, I have a loan to pay per month, sending to my father.
You have your sister's tuition pending?
Yes. Actually, my sister's tuition, because my cousin contributed for me 1 million, and my uncle gave me 400. Oriana Manti Yaba covered. Had to rent already one marakushashura, and now lockdown. But I said, Ebi Mukaman where I will not give up. Nabwo tunaguma nimfuna abantu ababo kufuna kuza kukora. Like God took me through. Yeah. I did everything. Namara. That was 2021. Honkandi ya msime mkama. Then then 2022 still I was still at msime mkama. Throughout getting clients, like through referrals. Cut enough na clients. So there's someone else asking me, best quotara show me Limbara. You're not born in Bara. How did you get clients? How did you come up? Namja through referrals, working on different people, giving offers, free offers, and I get clients from those offers. So that's how I came.
Okay.
Yeah.
So best, very beautiful story. Very, very beautiful. Hapa mengu roni yabando kajisha.
Kajisha. Mtwara abi.
Mtwara abi nyina mwene mzee. Menye na jumushabira ujurondo jumuhere. In a nutshell, tuyonthezi. Ibigambo bishatu. Umuntu yakubuza ekikozwe the best HR, the businesswoman and whatever you've gone through.
Hears that I'm like an education officer of some NGO. That's what he wants. Chokubanza Mukama, God has been there for me because he opens doors that I don't think anyone could ever open. It's with patience. Yeah, I'm a patient person. I can wait for what I want. Then it's Kashatu. I'm trustworthy. I'm so trustworthy kujangu. If a client sends me money, they deposit for me batari kumanya. Rinka Kampala she deposits, she has a party akola deposit. But I show up. I don't disappoint my clients. Yeah, so nitekateka ni byebyo. Ni bibiri ebinji but majorly nebyo.
What about the best? Thank you for finding time to sit on that chair.
You're welcome. Thank you too for hosting me.
And to imagine that I just got to know about you in less than a week.
Yeah.
Someone just said, by the way, you should host this lady. And they said, you're a teacher. That was the bribe. When they said the person is a teacher, I couldn't ask any further. I was like, that one, no guarantee. I will host her.
Thank you. I'm so humble.
On the schedule, I had to put you, and it does feel good.
Thank you so much. I'm humbled.
And I'll be visiting your place soon for a
makeup. I can't wait.
I should actually bring someone tomorrow for a shoot. Let me see.
Tomorrow I'm not there.
Yeah, positive. It's okay. We'll keep in touch. Yeah. Visit your shop and have a treat.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Let me sign out. Wakoraji wabo twin okuruge watandika ushitamine itokusema jingaga emboze ya best ya berningwa kandi yabeshemire ntegateka ngo mugumiseza kwe omukugenda omukushaba omukuraba mbyara biremnisho sherie no kuyagarira kartunga wahurira kandi wayega waje wayehiramo nyoti nikwenda ngumbigarise nyenda ngusibura no koraje kutwegiteho butosha nyenda kwehanangiriza ugamye ndicho takayizire atwegiteho a subscribe nje kandi rakatanura reja tunjaka ile ko kureba program meji yashitamana nyamwiza nyoni nyitwa Barbara Nyamwiza umutane yambara ndikora Big Chef Restaurant kandi kushemererwa mwanyogu munabojo batayire bakufungurire bakugaburire orebe bugwaje bwago reka tukusiburira hamkama ko aratsime tugakabura katano ruri kwija nondi jo mjenyi ogume